Good day, I'm Lisa Rowe, and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, November 1, 2023. The earthquake unit at the University of the West Indies Mona campus has sought to explain the intensity of the 5.6 magnitude quake experienced by the country on Monday. The earthquake occurred in Buff Bay, Portland, which is the same general vicinity as the 4.9 magnitude quake that was felt on September 21 this year. The area is also referred to as the Blue Mountain Block, which is the fault block across Jamaica. Research fellow at the earthquake unit, Kevin Tanku, says preliminary data has estimated the maximum intensity, which is the level of shaking, to 7.
Just to differentiate, magnitude is the energy released, right? So this number does not change. Intensity is the shaking experience at a certain location. So someone who is in Portland might have a different intensity from someone who is probably in St. Catherine or Clarendon or so.
Mr. Tanko was among several key stakeholders giving updates from their sectors at the National Disaster Risk Management Committee meeting on Tuesday. At the time of the meeting, Mr. Tanko informed that 70 aftershocks had been registered following Monday's earthquake. He said more was expected. Also, so far this year, the country has had 11 felt earthquakes, with 3 of them being significant. These were in St. Thomas and Portland in April, September, and October.
Yesterday being one of the largest that we've recorded in quite some time, I believe, yes, in terms of shaking, Sir Thompson, 93, but again, this probably even go back to 1957, right, a Montego Bay earthquake in terms of intensity. So it's been quite overdue in terms of experiencing something, but this is another reminder in terms of how we build, how we design, how we actually look at our mitigation, preparedness, our response mechanisms.
Also coming out of the meeting is a report that most roads impacted by Monday's earthquake have been cleared. The exceptions are the Papine to Bull Bay Main Road in St. Andrew, as well as the Mahogany Vale to Hagley's Gap and the Richmond Vale roads in St. Thomas. That update came from Stephen Shaw, Manager of Communication and Customer Services at the National Works Agency NWA. Mr. Shaw says recent heavy rains also contributed to much of the land slippage seen during Monday's tremor.
The challenge that we see too in the next couple of days, outside of that which we have not yet witnessed, is with the impending rainfall, Richard. We are kind of nervous with that, because if a lot of water is dumped on us, and with the tremor that we saw, there is going to be more rock falls, we believe, in areas that we know are susceptible.
In the meantime, Mr. Shaw has sought to clarify requests from the public for the NWA to carry out assessment of buildings with suspected damage stemming from the earthquake.
Our response has been that where it is that a building is the responsibility of government, though in this kind of situation we are going to be stretched thin, we can give a commitment to looking at those. Where it is that government operates, our government entity, department, or organization is operating in a rented facility, then we are suggesting that the landlords be contacted.
The NWA further recommends that persons seek private, registered, and reputable engineers, as the agency is stretched thin, while committing that some key buildings will be given attention. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Education and Youth is reporting that 97 schools have seen some impact as a result of the 5.6 magnitude earthquake. Senior Director of Technical Services in the ministry, Carrie Brown, made the announcement. According to Mr. Brown, the report is currently more serious in Region 1, which has 38 schools affected. This is followed by Region 2 with 16 schools and Region 6 with 14 schools.
There is a critical incident management plan which informs how our schools should proceed in the event of an earthquake or any act such as this, wherein during the process of the earthquake, the teacher or the person instructing the class will instruct the students all the safety requirements go on the table or stand or a door jam.
Mr. Brown says building officers assigned to the ministry have been dispatched across all regions to assess the extent of damage to school infrastructure. Appropriate action will be taken where damage has been identified. At the same time, the ministry will continue to offer psychological support to students who were affected by the earthquake. Health facilities saw an increase in cases of trauma, depression, and anxiety resulting from Monday's earthquake. Health and Wellness Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says this is expected in disasters of this kind, and a number of avenues are available to deal with these issues. He was speaking at an emergency press conference on Monday.
Bustamante Hospital, Kingston Public, and the university hospitals have all reported increased visits to their emergency departments, cases involving primarily students and suffering from anxiety.
Minister Tufton says several children were seen at the Bustamante Hospital, a few with mild head injuries, most with anxiety and no physical injury that were assessed and discharged. Older children with similar cases were also seen at the accident and emergency departments of the Spanish Town, Linstead, and Kingston public hospitals. The Health Ministry is encouraging persons experiencing symptoms such as difficulty breathing, chest and muscle pain, feeling faint or lightheaded, stomach aches, feelings of anger or anxiety resulting from the quake, to see a physician in a public or private care facility or use less intensive avenues to minimize effects.
There are other less intense ways to manage these types of mental wellness or mental health challenges. Talking to a friend or family member, encourage others to remain safe, getting rest, reestablishing a return to routine, and just asking for help if you need that help.
Persons with anxiety and other mental challenges can seek help by calling 888-NEW-LIFE. That's 888-639-5433. Persons can also reach out to the You Matter chat line by messaging the word support to 876-838-4897 on WhatsApp and SMS, or at You Report Jamaica on Facebook Messenger. And finally, the Ministry of Education says several initiatives are underway to improve literacy among children. These include the pilot phase of the Literacy Education Acceleration Program LEAP within 6 schools in Regions 1 and 4.
We have results, and we are quite impressed with the results. 10 hours of intervention on this program resulted in improvements by 8 months in reading and 6 months in spelling.
The Education Minister says 60% of the treatment group improved at least 1 grade level, 29% saw improvements of 2 or more grade levels, and 10% by 3 or more grade levels.
So we have something here that we hopefully can scale up across the system to help our children with literacy.
Minister Williams says positive results are also being achieved from another pilot program being undertaken in several schools, the Creative Language-Based Learning Foundation. Meanwhile, reading books from LMW publishers will be provided to targeted schools through the Ministry's Literacy 123 program.
We are going to make available to the children in the schools in which we are targeting, so that no one can say they have nothing to read.
Minister Williams is encouraging reading among children with support from parents. And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Lisa Rowe. Thanks for watching.